two topics. First,
Good evening, sir.
good evening. Okay, for today class, I have decided two topics. First, we'll be talking about descriptive composition writing. I mean, descriptive paragraph writing and a descriptive essay writing. After that, we'll be talking about how to take a note. Now, we will cover up only two topics for the day. Okay, let's start with the composition writing on descriptive composition. You know, in previous classes, we were talking about the different forms or different format of writing composition. Especially, we discuss on expository writing, where you have to explain the things. You have to provide the information simply. You don't have to do anything else or provide some other logical information. Rather than you just provide the information, new information to your reader. In composition writing, in argumentative, that was challenging, and you argue in each and every aspect, and you present a logical idea, and even if to prove your idea, you provide the such relevant information, relevant data that support uh, your topic. That was the argumentative composition. And then we talked about narrative composition, where you have to explain the event, incident, any program where you have attended, and your approach or your recommendation regarding to that we discussed in previous class. And the last one, the last form of, or the format of composition writing, that is descriptive composition writing. It's basically, if I talk through your book, it's from your block 4, unit 19 to 21. It talks about how you have to write a descriptive composition. And among these all type of writing, and descriptive composition writing is easiest, we can say easiest composition writing, because it does not follow any particular rule, or like you should have to stick on some logic, or based on a certain information. Rather than descriptive composition writing, it's a free writing where you have to explain, or you have to imagine the situation, and then you can explain in that way. So there is no particular way of writing of descriptive composition. It depends on your approach and your observation. Descriptive composition writing,
अरे उसको बोलना चाहिए ना, तो हमको बोलकर तब बोलता ना जा रहा बाजार। गजब है।
Descriptive composition writing is totally depends or based on your approach or your understanding, your observation regarding to that topic. So it does not have to be in certain format, like you have to present some logical or data, like we discussed in the previous class. But it totally depends on your understanding, your approach, and in most of the time, your imagination. Means you have to imagine of something, like if the topic is there, and on the base of that topic, you will imagine something, or you have a certain thought process, and on the base on that, you will explain, you will write about that. Means, in another word, I can say, if any topic is given, you have given a topic, and you can write about the topic in 1 page, 2 pages, 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, 4 pages, 5 pages. It means, in fact, descriptive composition writing will help you to develop your writing skill. Means, let's say, let's start with a very common example. What would be the common topic for descriptive composition writing or descriptive paragraph writing? And if I talk examination point of view, descriptive composition writing, there won't be any question for paragraph writing from descriptive writing, but you will have a question of 20 marks for descriptive composition writing, and most probably your last question, like you will see the picture. On the based on that picture, you have to explain, you have to write about an essay. Well, the common topic of descriptive composition is about a person, about a place or scene, like landscape, and an object, about a machine, or general condition, like the situation of any place, how the common things are made or repaired, means how see how anything is made. Other topic like operation of scientific instruments, how any scientific instrument is operated, the procedure, and how we make use of the public facilities, how you have to use the public facilities like public buses, like means of transportation, public library, and this all about, these are the common topic for descriptive composition. So here, while you are writing about this type of topic, you will imagine the situation. Like for example, if you're talking about, if you're writing about how to write about how to use of public facilities like public library or public buses or like or metro, how you can get those facilities. And at first you will explain where those facilities are available, the places the facilities is actually located, like public library is located. You'll explain that. And when it was established, means approximate date, if you know. If you don't know the library established date, you don't have to mention that. And you start writing about what are the facilities and what are the book and bibliography are available, references are available in that library, and how often the people go in there, and what is the behavior of the staff, and how it is, if that is clean and tidy, or is that environmental friendly, like when you go in there and you have a silent, you get the silent place or silent room where you can study. So these things you can explain. And at the same time, if you have visited, of course, you can write about the topic more. If you have visited that library, you'll write about the based on your experience. How was your experience and how often do you go there? This is how you will explain about that library or that public facilities. Likewise, the other topic, if you see in your even in your assignment, you'll see four pictures, and among them you have to write about one. So in a descriptive composition writing, you will write about if you see a person, while you are writing about a person, first you write about that person height, weight, builds, like complex, is. If you see my skin, you can see how you start writing. Like Shaker is a tall man. He's more than 6 feet in height and generally walks with a stoop. He looks like skinny. Although he is about 30 years old, he looks much bolder. It seems as if he worked very hard, but got very little to eat. See, this is talking about his adjective. Adjective means his height, weight, how he looks like, and his food habits. If you're writing about that, that's a if I talk again. In your schooling, especially in your primary school, you used to write about most of your composition writing used to about this descriptive composition, where you used to write about your favorite subject, your favorite actor, your favorite food, where you have to talk about that particular thing. Like my favorite food is chow mein, or you can say that my favorite food is pizza, and or like simply Indian food. You can write about, and why you like that meal especially, why you like that cuisine especially. And if you know about, if you like any other food, you can talk about, you can write about that, and how it is made. Of course, if you like some particular meal, you have to write about how that particular meal is made, and you know how it is cooked. If you know the procedure of making that food, that meal, you can write, you have to write about that. And if your mother or your sister or someone else makes that food, cooks that food so frequently, and you can write about that. My mother cooks that food, and I love this food very much, and especially, and when currently I'm staying in Delhi, like out of my hometown, so that I'm missing that food because I'm staying alone, and I cannot cook that food as properly as my mother used to do. But when I go to my hometown in vacation, I love eating that meal prepared by mother. This is how you can write about. So it means, see, first you talk about that, then you imagine, you explain that how the food is made and what the procedure. If you know, if you don't know, you can just simply write about your personal experience. And then you start imagine. See, now I started imagine that currently I'm staying in Delhi or out of my hometown, so that I cannot prepare that meal. But when I go to my hometown in vacation, my mother prepares that, and I love eating that. This is how you can write about a topic. So if you're talking about a person, see, I will show you one picture in a book. It should be okay. See, you can see if you are looking at my screen, I'm sharing one picture, which is from your book, block number 4, page number 15. There is a person, see, who is standing up. He is putting his hands on his forehead, and it seems like he's looking at somewhere. And in front of him, you can see a groom, and he's wearing janae and half short, you can say. And it seems like he's cleaning, or see, it depends on my perspectives or my vision, my approach about that person. So maybe we can describe this picture in multiple ways. So your approach or your understanding or your imagine about this person, this picture may be different than other person. So first, you can start explaining about or writing about that person complex. First, you can write about the person, the approximate height. He seems the typical Indian height, and he's approximately 5.5 feet in height. His body complex, and he seems about 70 kg, and he's 70 kg. You can say that, you can write about. He's 70 and he is 50 years old, and his weight is about 70 kg, and he is not that much fat, but he's good looking, and he's not wearing clothes because he's doing some worshipping or morning prayer. He is doing morning prayer. It is the morning time. And so that he's not wearing clothes, and he's looking at sunlight because he is conducting or he is doing morning prayer. This is how you can write about the person. He's complex, and you can also say that the person he likes to eat Indian food, especially traditional food like roti, chapati, like sabji, and different vegetables. Now I have to imagine I have to imagine as if I know this person. So I must be very confident while writing about this person. So you can also give that name of this person while you are writing about, while you are explaining this picture. You can even give the name of this person. The name of this person is Ramesh. Okay, Ramesh, and he's 50 years old, and he's from Brahmin caste, you can say. And also he had just got off and doing the morning prayer, and he's not wearing the clothes at this moment because he's doing that morning prayer, and he's looking at sunlight, and his height is around 6 feet. He's fat. He's not that much fat, and he's not wearing the sleepers as well. So this is how I can explain this picture, because I have given the name for this person, this picture. And in the background of this, he is standing on his home, like the side of his home, and in his field, we can say this. And he's a farmer. He's a hardworking person. He works. He gets up early in the morning, do the morning prayers and everything, ritual performance, and he goes in his field in the daytime. This is how I can explain. The main thing is what I'm trying to say you that through this example. So while you are explaining or while you are describing something, you must be very confident that you should not imagine you should not sound like you are just merely not confident, or you are just saying that it seems it looks like. Don't say that. Be confident while you are describing a picture. Like if you see the picture of another picture, I will show you another picture. See the man is sitting. He's sitting and he's pointing his index finger, and he's wearing spectacles. And see, how do you explain this picture? See, this person who is sitting in his home, at his home, and he is about 70 years old, and he just cured from a disease. Means he was sick, and he just cured or recovered from that sickness, and now he's sitting on his bed, and he's pursuing, or he's convincing his son, or he's telling something to his son in his old age, or he's suggesting, or he's giving advice to his son or his children. He's wearing clothes. He's wearing white short, like traditional dress, wearing spectacles, and his body complex. He looks, his facial structure. You can explain about that. And on the base on that, the picture, he's pointing his index finger. It means that he's instructing something. So he's instructing, or he's giving advice to his children in his old age that you have to do this and do that, or you can imagine the situation again. See, on the base on that, you will explain about this picture. While writing about this, be confident. Imagine the situation as if the person is the picture of this person. You know that person. His name is the person name is Vikas, or anything else. You know from your neighbor. You can imagine that person is your neighbor, or your some relative, and you can, and the based on that, you can write about this person. While writing about, you will explain the age. You write about age, body complex, and even if you can write about that person's favorite food. On the based on this picture, see, you can even write about the person's favorite food. He likes eating that food because why he likes eating that particular food. And again, you are writing about that person's favorite food, and you can keep writing about the food, why he likes that food, and what is the procedure of making that food. In that way, you can write about that. In another way, see, another way I can write about the person. He's suggesting or advising to his children that he's he's in a old age and he has left something for his children. He has left some balance in his bank account, so he would like to divide that balance, that amount, to his children, so that they can do their own activities, so that they can spend that money for they can invest that money for their career. And he's talking the important things, and he has about 10 lakh in his account, and he has two children, means he has two sons, and he wants to divide that money to his sons, each 5 lakh. And so that also he's suggesting to invest that money in a good career, in a good task, instead of spending that money for activities like for spend their day-to-day life. And there must be, he's also saying that if they spend that money in other activities, or in bad way, or just spending for like spending that money in other thing, he's after he's die, after he will expire, he will not be happy with his, he will not give the bless. So if you keep me blessing you in future, you should invest that money in a good purpose only. So you can imagine, see, I imagine one situation, that person has some balance and is dividing that money to his sons. So it's saying how they have to spend that money. Now I'm imagining that one situation this way, or third way, that person is advising to his son that he is very hungry, and he was walking all the day in his field, in his agriculture field. Now his wife, you can say his wife is they are talking, he's talking with his wife, and what happened in there in the field when he was selling his crops. Crops means the agriculture product. He was selling that agriculture product, and he is talking about that with his wife or children, anything. So I can imagine, so you can imagine any situation. So it depends on your approach, your perspectives, and while you are imagining the situation, to describe further, you can write about, you can refer to any person or anything, you know. If the picture is about computer or laptop, you can write about how you write. First, of course, you know, in composition writing, first of all, you explain about, you in a first paragraph, you'll write about the introduction of the paragraph, introduction of your topic, sorry. You'll write introduction of the topic, and in descriptive composition, while you are writing about a person, you will write about that like size, weight, body complex, and what is his favorite food or favorite things. After that, in second paragraph, you will write about the more details about the person. Like in second paragraph, you will imagine, now you will imagine the situation. The name of the person is Vikas, and he lives in Noida. Okay, one of the city of UP. Okay, he lives in Noida, and this is how you have to write about the person's activities in second paragraph. Now in second paragraph will be totally imagination, and you will be writing about one topic. Means you will be imagining of one situation, and you will keep on writing that one. And likewise, another topic, you see the picture of tiger. See, yeah, you will see a picture. If the composition writing about a tiger, you see that picture, and then now of course you have to give the topic. You will give the heading of that. You will write about tiger. You must have to give the heading of that composition. You'll write about, and it's a tiger, and you know what are the types of the tiger, and which are the quite famous tiger in India, and if you know the population of tiger, you can imagine. See, again, You can imagine that approximately the population of tiger is 50,000 all over India, and this is the one of the endangered animal, and it is endangered animal, and there are the government and private like private government and public agencies are performing or conducting the several programs to save the tiger, to save the life of endangered animal like tiger. And we have national park, we have the reservation park, means wildlife reservation center in the different places, different states of India, so that we can preserve, so that we can save the life of such endangered animal like tiger. So after that, you'll write about the how it looks like, and so how the tiger looks like, and how its favorite food is that carnivorous, omnivorous. Means you write about the favorite food, and how it's hunt its food, how it preys its food. Like tigers like to prey their meal themselves. They don't eat dead body, but they would like to kill animal and they eat that. This is their favorite food. So this is how you write about that thing. In summing of, again you'll write about this is one of the endangered animal, and if we keep on if we stop like deforestation, if we can stop or reduce the deforestation. Deforestation means destroy of the forest or jungle. So if we reduce or stop deforestation, the population of endangered animals like tiger can be suddenly increased. But due to the rapid urbanization, the life of those species have been endangered. But we should have to be very thoughtful. We should have to be very mindful to save the such animal, to keep their existence in our earth. This is how you can end off your conclusion or your summary writing about that particular thing. Your summary writing, just don't make it longer, just keep the kind of conclusion or summing of your descriptive writing. Regardless you imagine the situation or you wrote anything, but your summary would be very constant or very observative. Okay, that was about descriptive composition. Let me explain furthermore. Another situation is like another situation, like we first talk about writing about a person or any thing, any stuff, like. And another other common topic for descriptive composition is about describing the conditions and a process. It means conditions. When you are writing about you have to write about any like procedure of making like industrial procedure of making something. Okay, it's condition. It's one of the example. It's describe. It's a description of a slum. See, it's one of the example. Means condition about anything, any like any material or any object. What is the condition of? And like procedure of making of thing. Procedure of making of thing that. You can explain about that, how the procedure, like how prepare tea, how to prepare coffee, how to cook particular food, or a procedure of any scientific or scientific laboratory procedure of anything, or how paper is made, how book is made, even if how computer are made, means hardware parts. So that's talk about in this descriptive composition. In condition and procedure, your topic would be where you have to write about the procedure of making or preparing something, like condition of different things. Even if on the if you are writing about the descriptive composition, writing about the condition of like public facilities or public vehicles or public transportation facilities in Delhi. If you write about what are the common public transportation like metro, bus, and whereas metro is the easiest or most convenient um, means of transport in Delhi, and mostly people like to travel to avoid the traffic or rush, and so it has been a favorite means of transport for most of the people, most of the office going, most of the people. So we can see lots of rush in morning and in the evening, especially in the peak hours. You write about that. And another thing is that another common means of transport is the public buses, and especially there are three types of bus color. One is green, orange, and red. Where the red is having the AC, you can say, and the other two are non-AC bus. And since this is a hot summer, and a red color bus is the favorite for the most of the commuters. And you can write about the connectivity in the different places. And again, you can write about the connectivity of Delhi Metro in the different places. So it has been a quite good means of transport. So if you are, you can easily reach from one corner of Delhi to another, even if you are doing college or you are doing the office. So this is how you can write about that topic of the transportation facilities in Delhi, based on the situation is there. And like procedure, how do you take now? The different thing is that's about public transportation facilities, and same time another topic can be how would you travel the public transports in Delhi. See, now you have to write about if you are going to airport, or if you are going to some park or some other places. First of all, you have to take the bus or metro from that particular station, from that particular place, and you get that particular number. Means like if you are traveling through bus and it has a certain bus number, you have to take that bus, and you know what is the price for the ticket, travel ticket, and approximately time. So this is how you have to write about the procedure. That's all about the descriptive composition writing I wanted to highlight here. So go through the books once, go through your book one, especially book number 4, and read the examples mentioned in there. And you know, this is one of the easiest composition writing. So you don't have to worry about it. Just have to develop your imagination skill. You know, I know you have a habit of watching science fiction, and most of the science fiction movie, and almost of 99% science fiction movies are based on imagination, and their level of imagination is quite high. You see in a science fiction movie, the imagination, the story of those movies become high, because that is also one of the descriptive art of this. That is descriptive art of this. The writer, who has wrote the script, must have good imagination skill, and this is how such brilliant movies they make, and mostly science fiction movie are very good in terms of the imagination. Okay, that's all about the descriptive composition writing. Let's move towards another topic for the day. That's about taking note. Okay, how to take note or make note. There are the two things, take or make. The difference is you take a note from spoken text, you take a note, you prepare a note from spoken text, whereas you make a note from written text. So that is the only difference. And while you are taking note, the thing you have to consider about is you must be very good listener. You have to listen when you are taking note. Since this is taken through the spoken text, through spoken text means through speech, through the lecture, whatever the lecture the speaker said, and you must be a very good listener. First, you have to listen, and of course, the tool you have to be in handy, like pens, notebooks, and another important thing is that you have to catch the speed of the speaker. If the speaker is speaking in very fast, slow, or on the based on that speaker way of expression, way of speaking, you have to match the pace of the speaker. So that is the common thing you have to be prepared while taking note. So another thing is that while taking note, first, especially any lecturer or any speaker, first of all, keep the introduction about the topic or heading that he will going to talk about. He will let you know, he will let the audience know, he or she will let the audience know that what are the topic he is going to discuss today. Okay, I'll be talking about that thing and its features, its benefits. That will be end of my presentation. The presenter first give the introduction, what he is going to talk about in his presentation, in his speech. So you got the basic idea. Now you can write the important points, what he's going to talk about. After that, he will explain in detail of his presentation, like the using of the subordinating examples of the things. And now you understood, first you got the topic, what he is going to talk about, the different segments or different parts of his speech, it's parts of his it's going to talk about. Now you can write the important points, the things he has mentioned, and while he's going to explain about that, you have to write the important points that were discussed, that the person has told. And note taking is okay. Note taking is informal piece of writing. It's an informal piece of writing. So informal and formal means formal piece of writing is where your sentences, your syntax would be in correct order, no grammatical error. But since the note taking is informal writing, so it can have multiple grammatical error, spelling errors, because you don't write the complete word. You won't write the complete word if the same thing is repeated. And you have to consider about heading and subordinating idea. See, heading means, as I said earlier, the speaker or presenter will talk about, he will let you know what he is going to talk, what he is going to explain. So you have to write down the important things, like he will explain the first, I will explain, I will define, then I'll talk about the features, like benefits of this, and I will talk about the disadvantages of this, some disadvantages or demerits of this. That will be the end of my presentation. You will tell at first. So you will write down the important things you will be discussing on, and after that he will explain like subordinating ideas like with examples. Now you can write those important things mentioned in his presentation. Okay, and another important things you have to consider while taking note is you must not write in your own language. You cannot change that topic or that text in your own language like in summary writing. And if you write that in your own language based on your understanding, it would be summary writing again. Do not change any words, especially don't change any word mentioned in that text, maybe spoken text or written on that from extract from that passage. Do not change the word, just write important words mentioned in that text, and based on that, your understanding, you have to take a note. So while taking note, you have to use the other tools like reduction devices tools. And what are the reduction devices? Reduction devices are some mathematical tools. Yeah, it's better I will show you. Now I'm going to talk about the process of taking note. Okay, process of taking note. How do you make note? Okay, you have to use some reduction devices. Reduction devices are an important technique. Reduction devices are an important technique in taking note. It helps you to save your time when you are taking down some important things from the book. And the reduction devices are particularly useful when you are taking down the note from lecture, because it is difficult to keep to pace of the speaker, since notes do not contain the repetitive and unnecessary information. Reduction devices will help you to give the more organized or give the more or what was written in there. Especially in your exam, you get a passage or extract. On the basis on that, you have to note down the important things. So you have a certain period of time. So you can use the reduction devices like arrow. One is arrow. When the repeated words or repeated information repeated example are there, you can use the tool. One of the tool is like arrow. So using of arrow, this is one example. Extract an example. And another thing is underlining. Underlining is used to show the what is important. So when you read the extract, the passage, you may underline the important sentence or important words mentioned in there, to make sure that you can write that, to make sure that you can mention that in your note. Like other reduction devices is such as mathematical symbols. You can use the mathematical symbols, like you can see on my screen. Okay, the same as becomes, see, not the same as these less than, greater than, that symbols. You can use the mathematical symbols. And another is abbreviation. Using of abbreviation is really important in taking note or making notes. And you can abbreviation, there are two types of abbreviation. First one is you can use the common abbreviation. Common abbreviation, I mean, for Delhi, we can use this abbreviation, or it has been quite D for Delhi, MU for Mumbai, MH for Maharashtra. See, these are the common abbreviation. Beside that, you can make your own abbreviation, like for population, you can use your own abbreviation also. So if you are using the abbreviation in your note, okay, if you are using any abbreviation like public or your own personal abbreviation, regardless, you must have to make a table. You have to prepare a table on the bottom of your, at the bottom of your note taking, and you have to mention that what abbreviation you have used in that taking note. Okay, if you are using abbreviation in note, make sure that you have make a table of those abbreviation. Make a table of those abbreviation at the bottom of your note. If you are not using, if abbreviation are not applicable in your note taking, you don't have to prepare that table of the abbreviation you have used. And other reduction devices, you can use the units of measurements. Per second, you can SEC, per minute MIN. These are some other things, like shortening your sentence, like reaction, conclusion. These are the other way. These are the examples of reduction devices, reducing devices to make a note. So this is one of the tools of taking note. And one thing, and a format. Now, format of taking note. You can make a note in different format. It can be the flow chart, diagram, or pie chart. It depends on the topic you got. You can make the format. I'm talking about the format of taking note. You can make the note in flow charts. Okay, this is an extract, photosynthesis. This is an extract. This is an extract. See, on the base on this, you have to make a note. See, photosynthesis was explained above. Now see, sun, energy. Since photosynthesis is the one of the procedure, there is the presence of sunlight, you know. Energy, green leaf. See, this is how flowchart is prepared, you know. And another format of taking note is tree diagrams. Another format of taking note is tree diagram. This is an extract. The economic system of any country is largest dependent upon the efficiency of its transport system. See, one of the extract means passage. This is the passage, and talking about the transportation system. So, well, it expanded more detail. See, the economic system of any country is largely dependent upon the efficiency of its transport system. Without the help of good transport system, the expansion in national and international trade would never take place. See, it's a very long passage, but in the first paragraph, we can see it's only talking about the transport system and its benefit. See, in the second paragraph, of course, it has mentioned the further examples, further paragraphs talking about the different means of transportation and comparative. See, you can see on my screen aforementioned extract can be written in this format. It's a T diagram. You can first you understood the extract. Now that passage was about means of transport. So you in that passage mention about the 3 types of transports: land transport, water transport, and land transport, water transport, and air transport. What are the means of land transport? Okay, first, vehicular, non-vehicular, means machinery transport, non-machinery transport. I'm not telling the new thing here. This is from previous passage. The passage above, that passage talks about these things. And the types of water transport. See, like type of this type of transport. And another is space transport, like air transport. What are the means of air transport? That is about the diagram, like tree diagram. There can be other type of diagram also. See, page number 34, if you are looking at my screen, other diagrams, you can also write about, you can also write in another format of diagram that can be like this. That can be like this. It means if you are talking about the different level of something, if you are writing, if the passage is about, if the passage is about different level of something, like first level, what happened at first, what consists in level first, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 8. For example, in aforementioned passage, it's talking about atmosphere, environment. What remains in the first layer means near to earth, like atmosphere. It consists of the natural gases like oxygen, neutron. These are the gases, and which is why habitat is possible, like earth species are living in this. And second layer or second level of that atmosphere, third level, fourth level, and what type of atmosphere remains in the top of all environment, top of all atmosphere. So different, that's mentioned in so this is how also you can prepare. Or if you're talking about the earth, like soil, different type of soil, what type of soil, the name of soil in the first, and after that what, it depends on what is mentioned in the passage. You don't have to imagine that, that is already mentioned in your extract. You have to understand, and you can also make a diagram, make a picture like this and explain the things. So that's all about the taking note. Okay. Your assignment, even your final exam, first question will be about make a note. You have to make a note on the based on this passage, this extract mentioned there. See, it is talking about one of the device, mobile phone. It's talking about the features of It's talking about the features of this mobile phone. What are the benefits? So how do you take a note? So mobile phone benefits. So we can, I need to read this one. The benefits. What are the benefits? We can mention the benefits like calling, messaging, calculator, timepiece, calendar, voice recorder, media player, camera, gaming devices, a net browser. These are the features on mobile phone. And it's talking about the history. Okay, talking about the history. Now we have to write about the history of this. Okay, invention as a great achievement plays important parts in our daily lives. Benefits it has. Its many aspects are beneficial, but it has some negative. See, benefits, merits, and demerits. What are the merits? Made our life convenient. Communication between people has become more convenient, such as communication has become easy. Yeah, and these are the merits points. And what are the demerits points? Abuses. Okay, then. Okay, demerits or abuses of this particular device. It may lead to accident, cause headache, rashes, blurring vision. These are the some health matlab, I mean the hazardous thing due to the excessive using of mobile phone. These are the demerits or disadvantages or side effect of using of mobile phone. Let's explain about. At the same time, what happens if we do not use the in proper manner? Like suddenly it is good device. Okay, so we should keep that device in silent or stay away in classroom, movie theater, hospital. So these are the things. So in this, basically, based on this passage, first you have to write about the benefits and the features available, and what are the merits. Again, what are the advantages? Then these examples mentioned in there. What are the disadvantages or
Sir,
consequences?
sir,
Yes,
Naina is trying to join class. Can you please sign in her?
and she is trying to join. So in your note, you should have to consist, means you have to remain inside the passage. You cannot write in your own word. You cannot mention the additional information beside what is mentioned in there. You have to stick on the words or information mentioned in that passage. So your first question of 15 marks will be about the taking note. So it's in this passage, in this note, you don't have to draw any picture. And this passage, while you're taking note, while you're making note, you don't have to draw any picture. You just have to mention the benefits, features, and a side effect, or you can say disadvantages of mobile devices. That will be end of your note taking. In fact, this note taking would be very short because it explain the details of different advantages. It has mentioned the many examples regarding to the advantages and disadvantages. So it would be very short of note. Okay. Okay. While I'm telling this, I would also suggest you go through your block number 1, unit 5. Block number 1, unit 5, note taking. It's talking about note taking, and it has mentioned this many examples and what are the tools you have to consider in your mind. Especially, note taking is one of the important tasks. Means you need some kind of like judgmental. You have to be judgmental regarding to that. So you first listen or you read that, understanding your perspectives, you understood that, on the basis on that you will make a note. Especially in your exam, you don't have the sufficient time to think about more, and you have to stick in that, and you should have like logical or judgmental type mindset. So whereas in other place, like when you are in a seminar and in a conference or any other place, you can write about the important points mentioned in there, and later on you can connect, you can add the words or add the information you have mentioned in your note, and on the basis of that you will make a final note. But in your exam, you don't have that kind of time, so you have given a text. First read, understand, and then based on that you have to now understand how you can make that note. If that is talking about the history, if that is talking about the history and given the some years or any such mathematical information, like it's talking about the time, it's talking about the years, it has mentioned any specific period, you have to you can draw a picture like what happened in that time. I will show my screen here. Like if the passage is about history or it's mentioned about any specific time or period. So what happened in 1950, if talk about what happened in 1950 or 1952, 1960, what happened in this period, and what happened 19. If you see that is mentioned in your passage, what happened, or if again talking about the different civilization, like civilization means human civilization. In old civilization, like what happened in that period, and a different type of civilization, a Rome civilization, like our Indian that civilization, what happened in the particular civilization, and what was the lifestyle of those periods. If the passage is about human anatomy, like what happened in the old civilization and medieval civilization and modern civilization, maybe talking about old civilization, medieval, and modern, talking about the different civilizations. What happened? Old means how the human beings started living in the world, means how they started living in together. Is in fact, as per our history, our ancestors used to stay in jungle, and they used to travel here and there for in search of food and the good shelter. And slowly and gradually they started living together and they started cultivate the crops. That was the old. And then in medieval age or medieval civilization, different civilizations are there, and they started growing the crops and they start living, and they start doing the experiment of so many things. Experiment of growing crops, and also start eating the animals in a different way after like cooking, instead of just eating the flesh of animals. And they also start making their houses, making shelter to shade from, to protect from sun and like a storm or like rain. They start doing that, those activities in medieval civilization. And modern, what is the civilization? And it's that it will be totally based on the passage. So this is how you can categorize in three, and you can write about that. So you have to understand what the passage is about, and based on that you have to take a note. Or maybe sometimes the passage is about mathematical tools you have to use. Mathematical tools means as a reduction devices. And while you are taking note and making note in certain format, you can use those tools in fact. And once more, if you are using the abbreviations, make sure that you have mentioned a table at the bottom of your note taking. Like those are the abbreviation I have used: DE, okay, DEL, MU, okay. At the bottom of your table. You can do the further practice from unit 22. Here are also some other practices, some other examples, some extract you can do practice from this.
So can we get a copy of this?
Sorry?
I'm saying, can we get a copy of this you're showing me?
This is from your book number 4, unit 22. Okay, you see, if you see on your page number 58 from Unit 4, Unit 22, these are some examples, and these are some examples or extract. Reviews, talking about a human history. Okay, now if you have any questions or any information you would like to share, you can do that now. Any questions or any information you would like to add regarding to descriptive composition? Regarding to descriptive composition, we discuss and making note or taking note. Okay, for English, there is no Viva. You have only assignment and a written exam. Since this is language subject, so there is no Viva for this. Yeah, for other subject there is Viva, practical exam, and for English only there is no Viva. But that will depends on the situation. In fact, nobody can tell right now. Viva can be offline or maybe online, and most probably, I would say it will be in online, because since your class is in online format, and I think it will be in online mode again. Regarding the exam mode, no, I'm not sure about that. On point, note taking, while you are making note, you should write on point, not in paragraph. Because paragraph is a format of, paragraph means it's a paragraph is consists of word, suitable word in suitable place. That is paragraph. Okay, that's suitable sentences. There will be appropriate sentences in one paragraph, So taking note will be in points, and you will write a grammatically error. You will not write the complete sentence. You use the reduction devices, which is why you have to write in points. So it won't be in paragraph. In written exam, regarding to, okay, two things on that. If you are talking about your final exam with your assignment will carry 20 marks. Your final exam will carry 80 marks. And whereas your current your assignment of 100 marks, apparently you see it consists of 100 marks, but it will reduce to 20%, and its coverage will be 20%, and your final exam will be 80%. No worries about that. Okay, no worries about that missing the assignment. So since you have already in there, and if you do not see the FEG-02 on LMS portal, and most probably they are working on this, and they will load, they will uh, they will let you know, or that will be available soon. Or you can write the email to IGNOU special email, that the email address that were shared on induction day. Okay, regarding to the reduction words or reduction devices, you can write as many as there are. There is no certain words or reduction word. It depends on the passes, depends on the extract, how many reduction devices you can use. It totally depends on the passes. I'm not sure about when they are going to upload on YouTube channel, and most probably I think this class will be available on LMS portal, I guess. But this is not official answer. Means once you log into your LMS portal, and you will see their recording is available for this class. They will do. Okay, reduction word and abbreviation. We can say that yes, reduction is abbreviation is one of the example of reduction device, and reduction words or are different. Like there are multiple reduction devices, like using a mathematical sign, syncopats. These are the reduction devices, whereas abbreviations are the common word. Abbreviation is the short of or shrink of the word that are commonly used. As I said, for Delhi we can say DEL, for Mumbai we can MUM. Yes, like ETC, etc. Yes, you are right, Dipanshu. The exam questions format will be like the assignment. You can search on IGNOU website for previous year's exam questions. You can search up to last five. You can practice up to last 5 years exam questions and do practice on that. Yes, there may be. There may be the questions, picture-based question in your exam. That will be the last question about descriptive composition writing. And that consists of 20 marks, and you have to imagine, means as we discussed earlier, you have to imagine the situation, and regarding to that, you have to write in your own perspectives. And while imagining the situation, don't make it more complex so that you cannot give the good conclusion. Make it very simple, because you have to be very smart in there. You have to be smart while answering or while imagining the situation. Make sure that you are just imagining the simple scenarios or simple situations so that you can easily give the conclusion of that. It means you know what you are writing. You should know what you are writing so that you can justify or you can give the good conclusion of that. Conclusion means not adding the new information, just summarize what you have said above. Yes, you can look at up to last 5 years questions, exam questions, and so that you can do practice. Yes, if you have not any questions, from my side, I have ended the class because we had only two topics for the day. First one was descriptive composition, and second one was taking or making note. That both were ended now. Now, last 30 minutes time is your questions or your time, in fact. In 30 minutes, you can ask any questions, or you can, if you have any suggestion or any information you would like to share, of course you can do now. And if you are leaving this class, make sure that you have already provided your name and enrollment number. If you have done so, okay. Assignment front page, I didn't get you, Dipanshu. What about assignment front page? Or nothing, just mention the questions and write the answer of them. Like on front page, of course, you will mention your name, enrollment number, IGNOU, subject, and very first page. After that, you have to write your answer of the questions. And you know, there is information that you have to sign on every page. Yes, IGNOU assignment front page. Yeah, you can print out, or you can simply write your IGNOU and your name, enrollment number, and subject. That's it on front page. If you like, you can do the printout also, or you can simply handwritten in that. No, you don't have to write questions in assignment. You just have to answer the all questions in assignment and make sure that you have written that answer. Question number one, answer. Question number two, answer. You don't have to write the questions.
And what's the thing you were saying, sir, about signing on all the pages?
Okay, that means make sure that your assignment is properly uploaded in each and every page. You have better to sign in there and mention your enrollment number.
Okay, understood.
Yeah, 15th May, as per the latest update, is the last day to submit your assignment. Okay, for picture related question, for descriptive composition, you have to first, the format would be the same. First, introduction or define. Second, examples with to code examples, the explanation with example, and last will be our conclusion. And how do you start? Of course, first you have to explain what you see in their first paragraph. In first paragraph, in picture-based question, first you have to write what you see in that picture, simply. Of course, you have to give the heading or title of that passage. You know, without giving the title or heading, your composition won't be perfect. So of course, if we talk from these questions from your exam, from your, I mean, your assignment exam, your question number 6, first picture is about, see there, it looks like a celebration. Second is family. Third is two girls. They are wearing umbrella and walking, and they are going to school. Fourth one is four sisters are there. So your first paragraph, in first paragraph, if I talk about the first picture, it's a crackers, they're blasting crackers and celebration. So this is the new year. You can write, this is the new year. So everyone is enjoying and they are celebrating it. Okay, it's a new year's celebrating it, and it's a starting of the new year of 2022. Or you can say it's a festival time. It's a festival time, and Diwali is one of the greatest festival in India, and most of the Hindus all over the world celebrate Diwali. See, I started with that. It's a first way I explained it's a new year, and second way I said it's a Diwali. Or in third way, I can also say it's a month of Eid, and it's the last day of the Eid, so the people are celebrating it. This is how also you can start your paragraph writing, sorry, your composition writing about picture. After that, in second paragraph, you will write what happens in that particular festival, or what happens, how the people celebrate that one. Even if you are writing about it's a new year and people are celebrating, and we can see the people are celebrating is blasting the crackers. It's a beautiful moment. And in second paragraph you will explain, okay, it's when the year changes, and it does not only change the calendar but also change our mindset and our resolutions. We make the resolution in new year that I would do this and that. Many people make the resolution for the new year. This is how you will start your writing. See, again, I'm again imagining and the writing about that. And how did you celebrate that? How you are planning for the new year? What are your resolution? This is how you can write about the new year if you're talking about that. But if you're talking about the celebration, like any festival, and if you're talking about this Diwali, how in first paragraph you write 3-4 sentences about that thing, and then how the people celebrate this particular festival, Diwali. You'll explain and how you celebrate that. In conclusion, of course, you will write importance of celebrating such festivals. Importance means the festivals not only bring the smiles in our face, but also it's an opportunity to meet our relatives and friends. It makes the reunion of our relatives and friends. We are living out of our hometown, or people are maybe living out of hometown for their higher education, for their job, and for other activities. And this festival makes them together, family makes together. So this is how you can write about that. Yes, class is over. Until and unless you don't have any question, you may leave if you like to.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, I need to, yes, you have to narrate. You have to narrate like the scenery, or tell your personal experience. Yes, Anurag. It's a free writing, in another word. No, there won't be any problem. If you are not signing each and every page, there won't be any problem. It's just a recommendation that we say to make sure that your assignment is correctly submitted, and if there is a missing, so that it can be it won't be any further issue. If you have already submitted and in a correct way, there won't be any problem at all. Sure, that is a recommendation. You can sign. Sure, Anurag. Thank you. Thank you for joining this class. Yes, you may. Thank you. Good night.